Hi guys, your girl Ruth back again with another interesting topic. Um, I want to talk about Chiron and Pisces, my way of understanding it in my life, and maybe help some others. Um, sorry, I was reading what I put. Let me go back. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't gonna say. I found a lot of things on it, and I see I'm a cusp of that also, and I have okay, sorry. I have Aries and Aquarius also in that cusp with the Chiron. But Chiron is a wounded healer. He tries to heal people. You're supposed to heal yourself doing that. So you're supposed to go in your natal chart or so listen to your guides, your ancestors, finding more about yourself. And a birth chart will be the very, very good thing to do. I'm trying to see if I can get more light. um, www. This is where I go. Astro.com, and that really helps me get everything together about myself, knowing more about myself, and looking at my chart. Um, Trying to get to the last of it. But yeah, study that. Find out more about it. YouTube got a bunch of things to show you how to do it. So does Google, and you can find out that way. What's this? Okay. Yeah. So what did I put? Okay. We need to stop putting others first. It's Chiron and Pisces. Stop putting others' feelings and actions first and learn to take care of ourselves first, then help others. Um, but I always thought that you can help people as you helping yourself, in our journey, but that's not true. Sometimes people get stuck and so used to you helping them till you get stuck with them, and unhappy because you in their life. Then you too much in their world, their family, friends, relationships, etc., whatever. Um, yeah, then we need to learn to relax. We always feeling like we should, be doing something, like we something gonna happen before we get to that finish line. And if it don't happen in this time, because I believe in reincarnation, we'll pick up, where we left off. So I do try to get things accomplished. So when I come back again, I don't have to worry about it already be set in place. That's what I believe. Um, when I learn to relax more, enjoy the beautiful air. I try to do that in the sun. When I was younger, I did it more. As I got older, because everything has changed when you're older, they treat a woman, especially in woman in America, when you get older, differently. Jobs, if you haven't been on a job a bunch of years, or try to get in the job market, and make sure you learn this technology to even fit in. It's hard. It's very hard. You can't get what you want because they feel like you're older now. Some places will want you for stability, but they know you're not going to be the one that's going to get the pension. What the being there for years. Whatever. Need to open up to life. Be yourself. We fit in. Sometimes we don't feel that way. We feel no one understands us. People do take advantage of you, so don't let them. Notice that stuff. Seeing what's been happening in the world from a child, I was sad. I used to think, what's the point in having a career family when the world will end soon? So much fear and evil going on. Learning that although these things are happening, you are here to do your part to change, help people, heal the way you came here to heal the world in the way that you came here to do. So focus on that. Then you can function. If you focus on your path, that's why you can't be all up in other people's stuff. Focus on your path. They might be into karma while all this stuff is happening to them that they did in past lives or while they was here. And when they get whatever, it comes back to them, because karma comes back. um get into your gift, your career, relationship that person love you or whatever. I wanted to be a nun when I was younger and help people, but my mom convinced me that all women should be married and have a baby and all that, because that's what she was taught. um right or wrong, but this is what we both did. Still having those feelings of the world didn't let me get into relationships like I should have. Think negative or hurt about them. I was always thinking negative about them. So I made a decision. I think that I have a lot to do with my upbringing. It had a lot to do with my upbringing. The hurt and the feeling alone and the family. Being the baby of 10, I didn't connect to no one. Me and my sister, that was a year apart. We had the same dad. We used to just kind of protect ourselves, from things going on in our household, a lot of sexual abuse or abuse, for us feeling and oral, never penetrating. Thank you for that. But that, we're so scared at night before we go to bed or when we sleeping, we have to wake up and have that stuff in your underwear, and all that kind of stuff. There was horrible feelings. It was from, you know, uh, family, brother to their friends. It was just our house was just so much noise, just so much chaos going on all the time. They were always arguing and fussing, everyone trying to be heard. Seeing them make so many wrong decisions made me really not want a relationship, and it took me a while. So I made a decision. The two people that I met, I wanted to be my husband. First one, before I met the other one, but mom and different ones and didn't want me to be with that person. So after a while, we just split apart. We tried it again, but it wasn't the same. Um, and the other one I met, I messed that up. I guess I was lost. I was, and then he didn't. I thought he didn't call me back. It was all misunderstanding of that situation, and I thought he was a player and all this kind of stuff. He probably thought the same thing about me, and like I said, hurt people, hurt people. Um, just a lot of lost partners I had. Having fears in my head, not to want to connect with others because of those feelings. I want to show the true me, not be able to express myself. Um, having a lot of abandoned issues. I think that had to do with my father, as my father and mother were separating. Him doing things to hurt her and her dating so fast as the relationship was breaking up, and seeing the guys that she chose were mostly drunks or something like that, and they arguing and they trying to get her attention, and it just was crazy and messed me up. So my father took me and my sister and kidnapped us. Hold on, y'all, somebody coming. I'm gonna have to come back. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. Yeah, so my father took me, kidnapped me and my sister that he had, me and him as his kids, because my mama went out of town to help my oldest sister with her first child in Houston. And when he found that out, he was upset. And we was already crying a lot anyway, being with my sister and them, because that was some drama. Was confused, scared, was didn't know what's going on when he decided to take us and stuff. He didn't abuse us or anything. He never did that. It wasn't him. It was like I said, it was my older brother and friends or whatever they call friends. But we just always so scared all the time. And I remember one of my sisters quit this guy, and he tried to come in through the window, and he was grabbing and was choking her. So my second oldest brother, he really didn't do anything abusive, and he just started getting him girlfriends, and he never touched us that I know of. So I'm not pronouncing it. So he decided to hold on, y'all. I'm back, y'all. That's what I mean by distraction. You're helping somebody, sometimes they can be too much. Yeah, I remember like I was saying, he had kidnaps and stuff. But when we stayed with my sister now, yeah, he came through when he was choking her. So my other brother grabbed a gun and then he ran away. You know, a lot of crazy stuff went on uh, during that time. Again, y'all, sorry. Um, because of the sexual abuse and stuff that happened, I was so terrified of guys and men. Not my dad. I loved him. You know, he was in and out. He was on the go all the time. But I do remember of him. I remember me and my sister was walking through the park one day, and they was he giggling at this guy coming up, and the guy was hollering, "I'm gonna rape y'all," you know. And oh man, what he say that for? I must have took off running. I just ran. Wasn't watching where I was going. I was crying. I was hollering. I ran straight up the bleachers, and then just didn't know it was bleachers, and boom, right on the ground, broke my ankle. You know, and my dad came over and he was mad, and the guy was apologetic and he was sorry and all that. He helped him bring me home. I was still terrified of him even touching me, and my dad came and he was upset, and that's when we discovered my mom was, you know, was going out of town. She wasn't leaving us a lot, but I do remember her gone. And I remember we did tell her one time about my brother doing that to us. Matter of fact, I told her twice when we were in Louisiana and when we were in Houston, and she thought fussing at him would make him stop, but he never did. So we never told me, and my sister never told her again after. And then we came till we came to Houston, and then she put him out, but she let him come back. So um, my sister eventually got married and left. She just couldn't take it anymore, and I had to stay there until I found people, friends, and I just started going every weekend and just going and leaving. Till eventually, you know, I said in another video, she decided to tell me to come out here in the Spring Branch and stay with my other sister, whose husband was abusive also, and I found friends to stay with, and you know, a lot of mess, y'all. My dad was a Taurus, my mom was a Gemini. Um, you know, he was always upset with her, but she did do things that were questionable too. Well, so did he. She said he was gone a lot too. And she don't think he was messing over enough. I think they really loved each other because even after we came to Houston before he passed, they was talking about divorce, but then they was talking about mending it also. When we did come visit him, because we went back to visit him, we had drinking highballs or whatever. They said he wasn't a drunk or anything, but he must have got too drunk that day, probably lonely, and he fell in the canal. There's big canals in my hometown, and broke his leg. And we came back to see him and stuff. And that was the last time we seen him alive. And they were talking about, you know, getting back together and stuff. But like I said, it never happened. He used to have seizures. They say he had a seizure and nobody was there. I know I would have, as I got older, if he would have been, I know I would have stayed with him. You know, I was definitely a daddy's girl and help him so he wouldn't feel alone. I know I would have did that. Um, Yeah, so trying to finish, trying to see my notes, y'all. But all I got. Oh yeah. That's why I don't have. I have compassion and I have no patience for somebody who's paralyzed. Cause my dad, him and his first wife, they say she got tired of him messing over her, so she got a boyfriend. And when my dad found them together. He was fighting, I guess, both of them, and the guy got her loose and grabbed the axe and split my dad's head in half. And they put a plate in his brain, and he was paralyzed on one side. He would drag that leg, and one of the arms he shot himself before that, cleaning his gun, so he couldn't open one hand, and he drug that leg. But that didn't stop my dad. My dad stayed clean, fresh every day, suits every day, had brim, smelling good, shaved, the whole 9 yard. Had 3 jobs. If he, you know, and got his check, whatever. He wouldn't, you know. I guess that's me because I don't know how to be still, and I go and keep doing stuff and finding some ways I might not be working, but I'm working. I work every day. People don't know I'm always working, you know. So I have to make sure that I find just to clear my mind and ease myself. But yeah, he wasn't a lazy person. So when I see people handicapped, it's like, you know, unless it's just absolutely something that they cannot do anything. But you know, they using the bathroom all on themselves and all that. All that's just lazy. You ain't gotta do all that stuff. You can keep yourself up, you know, just because you handicapped and find a nice lady. My daddy had all that wrong with him, and my mom still married him. She thought he was a very handsome, smart guy, you know. So yeah, that's just a side note. Yeah, so yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Mm. Well, overall, I guess what I'm doing is trying to heal my life myself so I can be stronger for myself and then for my family. And then when I decide to get in another relationship with a healing part, a partner that's trying to work on themselves as well. That's why I want to know people, be friends first, so you'll know and they be open and tell the truth about themselves so they can get the healing out as as well. And as I'm trying to heal myself and they're healing themselves, then us get together, not get together two unhealed people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I'm trying to separate myself with that. If you're not open and communicative and honest and I know anything about your life, I can't deal with that. I can't just, I'm like I said, I'm having a spiritual relationship with somebody, but I still don't know anything about him on this 3D realm. It's up in the 4 and 5. Okay, we're doing good up there, but here, he have to understand. We have to communicate here. I know I have issues that I have to take care of before I get with him, and he has too. But he wants to blame mine and not his. It's just crazy, y'all. But anyway, so just find out more about you through your birth chart. Like I say, www.astro.com. And when you go in there, you go to horoscope at the top, pull down the menu, go to natal charts, and then fill out all the information to show your chart and the planets and everything. Just study that about yourself, and ask your guides, your ancestors. They ain't going nowhere. Your higher self, whoever you believe in, to show you. As long as they're trying to keep you oppressed and enslaved, and don't want you to know yourself. Recognize that, okay? Because sometimes you could be serving something that's not for your higher good. So understand that as well. Study you, get to that hurt. Get to that hurt, the root of the problem. Why you keep doing the things you're doing, what you hooked on with, all that kind of stuff, and what push your buttons, and why you let people push your buttons, or why they push your buttons. What's in you. So you'll recognize when all this stuff start coming up again. You can recognize you can protect your heart. I know some things that's brand new now that just happened with the epidemic and the shooting and all of that. But some things will surprise you, but you'll learn to be calm first if you don't have work on that hurt. But yeah, so that's my opinion on it all. Like I say, hurt people, and try to heal yourself so you won't have to go through that. Um, let's see, I'm trying to see. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Well, that's my view on Chiron and Pisces, y'all. Hope y'all like it, subscribe, comment, share, like, whatever y'all feel. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Love y'all. Bye.